We have our last 5 speakers for the evening. Mr. Kramer will be followed by Jill North.
Excuse me, my name is John Kramer. I'm a little nervous, but I'm also a resident of Calaveras County, so bear with me. I have a couple of comments or questions. The first technical one, just as I probably won't have an opportunity to read the draft environmental impact report, considering its length and things, but I would like to know whether in all the portfolios, whether the future costs of developments in desalination have been considered. I understand that just around the corner there are some nanotube technologies that are going to considerably decrease the costs of reverse osmosis. So I'd like that to be included in the economic model, if possible. You know, it's kind of late. The other one, I don't think that the value of the resource was adequately assessed. And by that, you can hear tonight just the emotion in my voice and the people in the hall that this is really one of the last unique free-flowing river sections in this entire Sierras. It's one of the few places where you can take your children on a raft and go down and visit it. It's not crowded like the American, probably because the true value of that resource hasn't been assessed. And so I would challenge the board at this point to consider accepting applications for concession or permits on this stretch of the river until such time as you have a specific project in mind. I don't know all the legal implications for why you haven't opened the river corridor up now, but I believe that if you don't do that, you'll really be occluding our ability to understand the economic viability of that tourism aspect for this area, and I think that would be an omission. Finally, I just wanted to say that I understand your problems. I know there are enormous financial pressures. They're selling water for $700 an acre foot in San Diego right now. There's an enormous amount of money involved in managing these kinds of projects. I'm sure the engineering is all consistent and has been done. You've hired excellent consultants. I think the issue that really can't be quantified here has to do with the spirituality of destroying a river, a free-flowing river, and just what the price of that is. And I don't think that's been adequately assessed. I don't know how to do it, and I wish you well.
Ms. North will be followed by Sandra Billington.
Jill North, Amador County. I too noticed that there was a different slant on the presentation this evening from what was given in Amador County, and I can't help but think that whether you're concerned with our views or not, you're certainly concerned with your image. I also noted during the presentation you talked about we and our, but you didn't talk about us. Your only concern seems to be Alameda and Contra Costa County. Last time I mentioned Portfolio C, which was the raising or building of the Buckhorn Canyon Dam in Contra Costa County, which would actually serve the users in your area, and that was voted down by referendum for lesser concerns than what we have here. We unfortunately are disenfranchised. We cannot vote against this raising of building of the new Pardee Dam. I also mentioned before about there's no numbers of loss of oaks and oak woodlands. I was concerned about the impacts of PG&E's FERC water rights. Last time we spoke about the leakage of water, almost 120,000 acre-feet of water along the 21-mile Mokelumne River channel between Comanche Dam and Lake Lodi. That loss is 50% more than what can be achieved by raising of Pardee. And the lady brought up about the leaking aqueducts. I didn't find any information on the aqueducts in this PEIR. I did read it, and by the way, I think it's closer to 4 inches than 2.5 inches. But I think that data on the leakage on the aqueduct that could be fixed, whether the Mokelumne River channel between Comanche Dam and Lake Lodi is actually under your control, you can certainly do something about the aqueducts. I noticed under the biological resources that you list a lot of the birds, particularly the raptors, that occur in the 3 regional areas, and ours is the upcountry area. And there are several raptors that we find right around Pardee that were not listed as being found in that area. If you want to talk about the osprey, prairie falcons, ferruginous hawks, golden eagles, burrowing owls, short-eared owls, Coopers and sharpshins and goldens are also up on Lower Bear. None of those were mentioned as being found in Pardee or Lower Bear area. I was also looking at the growth rate, and there's always a disclaimer by water agencies that water does not encourage or promote growth. This document states that this project would not substantially exceed demand. And on page 7.1, the document notes that significant growth impacts could occur if the project provides infrastructure or service capability to accelerate growth beyond the levels projected.